Lord, we pray that you would just reveal the location.
A community gathers to pray for the return of a missing 3-year-old boy.
I just want him to come home.
As the search for 3-year-old Loic Rogers continues 24 hours after he disappeared from a home near Kallispell. We'll have the latest on the search and what authorities know now and what you need to know about the Amber Alert system.
Well, after a foggy start, we saw sunshine for most of the area this afternoon. It looks like we can start the day tomorrow with more fog. We'll have the details.
Fair, accurate, to the point. The 10 o'clock news starts now on Montana's news station.
Good evening, I'm Jill Valley. Mark Holyoke has the night off. The FBI is now on the case of a missing 3-year-old boy who vanished more than 24 hours ago. Let's show you his picture again. He is Loic Rogers. He disappeared in front of a relative's house last night just before 7 o'clock. He was last seen on Maple Drive in Evergreen. That is just outside Kallispell. Now, countless volunteers continue the search tonight as the FBI and even the Border Patrol work on a search plan to find the baby. Flathead Search and Rescue is resting tonight. It will start up again at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. The team hopes to expand the search area, that's the plan, and get as many people on the ground as they can. Flathead Valley authorities say they are treating this case as a kidnapping. Now look closely at this picture. Loic Rogers is 3 years old. He has blonde hair and blue eyes. He was last seen wearing jeans, tan boots, a striped hat, and a red, white, and blue coat. The Flathead County Sheriff's Department has set up a phone number dedicated solely to information about Loic, and he also goes by the nickname Tank. If you see him or if you have any information about where he is tonight, please call that number, 758-5874. Now, Tricia Hendricks was at a vigil tonight for Loic, and she joined us live from Kallispell with that. Tricia.
Jill, this evening everyone gathered together for a special candlelight vigil with a lot of prayer and a lot of hope.
I'm not really sad about him because he's gone.
We won't ever give up. I mean, hopefully it's not going to go on much longer. You know, anybody, I mean, somebody has had to see him by now. He can't be all by himself anymore. We've searched everywhere. Somebody has to see him.
Loic's family and friends are asking for someone to come forward if they have him or know any possible clue to where he might be.
Look, if he's out there anywhere watching this right now, we really miss him and we want to see him come back safe.
They would give anything to get him back.
Just come back safe and don't get frostbite or anything.
Just anything helps, you know, anything. We just want him back. We don't care about catching anybody. I mean, if he was abducted, just anything helps. We just want Loic.
And Loic's little sister has one big message for him.
Come home right now.
Countless volunteers will continue to search throughout the night, and Flathead Search and Rescue will continue their search for Loic tomorrow morning starting at 9 o'clock. Reporting live from the Kallispell Newsroom, I'm Tricia Hendricks. Back to you.
All right, Tricia, thank you. Now, under the Missing Persons Clearinghouse, both the Amber Alert and the Child is Missing systems are activated, aiding in the search for Loic Rogers. As we mentioned, the 3-year-old disappeared about 6:45 last night, but the Amber Alert was not issued until around 10 o'clock this morning. Ryan Coleman joins us now to tell us about that delay. Ryan.
Jill, while television and radio stations in Montana participate in the Amber Alert, it's up to the U.S. Department of Justice to decide if and when an alert is issued. From there, a notice is sent to the Montana Broadcasters Association. We spoke with the president of that organization today to find out why it took so long to get the alert out.
The reason that it took a long time with this one is simply because it doesn't meet the criteria. They decided to do it because everything else they had done simply wasn't working.
And Jill, because of that such narrowly defined criteria, McDonald says the alert is rarely used in Montana. But nationwide, some 300 children have been found as a result of the program. Live in Missoula, Ryan Coleman. We'll go back to you.
All right, Ryan, thank you. It's not all that easy to activate the alert system. That is in tonight's Fact Finder. Listen to this. 5 requirements have to be satisfied. The child has to be under 18. There has to be an indication of an abduction and not that the child just ran away. Investigators also have to think the child's life is in danger, and they have to have a description of either the child or the person who may have taken the child. Also, law enforcement must recommend the alert. Parents cannot. It has to be law enforcement, and that is what the Flathead Sheriff's Office did this morning. Local law enforcement also have a system in place to help locate missing children. It's called the Child is Missing system. This gives officers the chance to activate a call bank that floods the area with phone calls letting neighbors know a child has gone missing. Authorities can activate the system right away. They do not have to wait 24 hours for a child to be missing. Now, officers say they do face some obstacles with this program because many people block their calls or they have unlisted phone numbers. However, like the Amber Alert system, the Child is Missing system has proven successful. We will have Loic's picture up again later in the newscast, and we urge you to keep an eye out for this little boy tonight. Well, let's take a look at some time-lapse footage from earlier today. Russ Thomas joining us now. He has the 24-hour forecast. Russ.
Thanks, Jill. Yeah, we saw sunshine this afternoon after a foggy start this morning, but as we head into the overnight hours, I think that fog will redevelop in some of our locations, especially in the Flathead. Take a look at tomorrow morning's low in Missoula, 18, warming up to 36 by tomorrow afternoon. I think much like today, we're going to see much more sunshine during the afternoon hours. For Kallispell, foggy start, 24, fog persisting through much of the morning and even the early afternoon hours. I think you'll see a little sunshine later in the day with a high of 33. We'll have your complete forecast coming up in just a little bit.
Well, we just found out moments ago, family members say a former Montana man was one of 5 Americans killed in a helicopter crash in Iraq on Tuesday. He was 35-year-old Casey Casavant. He lived in Cascade for a few years as a child. He died when the helicopter he was riding in was downed in a dangerous Sunni neighborhood in central Baghdad. Workers at the Stimson lumber mill will face more layoffs, but this time the workers are in Libby, where 17 employees at the Libby finger plant have been told that they are laid off indefinitely. That affects more than half the workforce there. 29 people work at the plant. Officials are blaming foreign competition, high prices, and a weakening market for the cause of the layoffs. Police arrested the man who robbed the Lucky Strike casino, they say, earlier this month. Authorities claim 20-year-old Sean Rowe robbed the Lucky Strike at knife point on January 12th. Police believe Rowe entered the casino and threatened 2 different employees with a large silver knife. He escaped with some money, but with the help of community leads and police work, Rowe is in custody tonight. Police say they take robberies like this one seriously. Sean Rowe will be arraigned on the charges in justice court tomorrow. Car crashes are the #1 killer of teenagers in the United States, but there's a new ad campaign from the Ad Council that's trying to change that. The campaign is called You Are the Spokesperson. It hopes to get teens to speak up about a friend who's driving recklessly.
Research shows that teens worry they'll be seen as uncool if they complain about a friend's driving. But the research also shows teen drivers will listen because they don't want to damage the friendship. So if you're with someone who's driving recklessly, you need to say something to protect yourself and everyone else on the road.
33 Montana residents were killed in crashes involving drivers aged 15 to 20 back in 2005. Almost a third of them were passengers in a young driver's vehicle. This campaign also hopes to alert teens to the dangers of speeding and not wearing a seatbelt. A Gallatin County woman dies of the hantavirus. That's in tonight's Montana Minute. The Gallatin City County Health Department says the 43-year-old woman died about a week and a half ago. Officials are still trying to find out how and where she got the virus. A man suffers serious injuries after a motorcycle crash near Vaughn. The Highway Patrol says 44-year-old Richard Lusky was riding alone when his Harley-Davidson edged off the road and he lost control. The Montana State Quarter is set to make its debut Monday. Here's a sneak peek from the U.S. Mint in Denver, Colorado. It's the first state quarter to be released in 2007. The Bozeman Public Library is recognized by the LEED Green Building System for its leadership in environmental design. Creating an energy-efficient building, designating parking spots for hybrid cars, and cleaning up the building site before construction helped the library become certified. It's the first city building in the state to become LEED certified. And a series of small earthquakes shook the Old Faithful area in Yellowstone Park this week. In all, 7 quakes were recorded over a 10-minute period that started just before midnight Monday. That's the Montana Minute. Russ Thomas joins us now. It was really sunny in Lolo while it was really cloudy and foggy in Missoula today. So
and this morning that was the case. We did see that sunshine really pop out this afternoon, as you know, in Missoula. But yeah, it was kind of a foggy start out there. Flathead, some areas never got out of the fog. We'll let you know when you might expect to do that when we come back.